Vegetarianism is the practice of not eating meat, poultry, or seafood. But not all vegetarians are the same. There are many different types of vegetarians as well as many different reasons why people become vegetarian. Vegans do not eat meat, poultry, fish, or any animal products. Lacto-ovo vegetarians do not eat meat, poultry, fish, but do eat eggs and dairy. Lacto-vegetarians eat no meat, poultry, fish, or eggs, but do eat dairy. Ovo-vegetarians eat no meat, poultry, fish, or dairy, but do eat eggs. Partial vegetarians avoid meat, but do eat fish or poultry. Common reasons why people become vegetarian are health, the environment, religion, and animal welfare.
No.
No.
Because my favorite food would probably be chicken, so no.
I feel like there's not a lot of vegetarian options.
Fewer people choose a vegetarian diet because of economic reasons. They think they won't get enough protein, it's too much work to prepare plant-based food, and they enjoy the taste of meat. But all these reasons can actually be debated. A vegetarian diet can actually be more economical than the standard diet. Also, it is possible to get enough nutrients from this diet, and if you enjoy the taste of meat, there are many meat alternatives.
I think there can be, partly because of the nutrients and stuff that you get from meat, but from what I've heard, you can get it from other things too.
Maybe that like farmers would lose their jobs and a lot of money.
Possible negatives include that in developing countries, plant-based diets don't support the nutrition needed. Also, if done incorrectly, it can be hard to get the right nutrients on the vegetarian diet. Lastly, if many people become vegetarian, there is worry that the earth won't be able to sustain this.
I think that it could help from what I've heard, but I think again, I don't think we can get enough people to stop eating meat because it's something in our daily diets for a lot of people.
Doesn't it like reduce the CO2 in the environment?
By choosing a vegetarian diet instead of one filled with animal products, one can decrease the land, water, and oil resources that they consume and the amount of pollution they cause. Adopting a more sustainable diet like vegetarianism can be very effective in reducing greenhouse gases. A reduction in carbon emissions can even lead to lower carbon price. Some sources even say that greenhouse gas reductions through a vegetarian diet are essentially limitless. For most people, switching diets is easier than reducing how much you use your car, and it turns out that a shift in diet can lower greenhouse gas emissions faster than reducing the use of fossil fuel burning technologies.
Probably true.
True. True.
Maybe. I don't know.
The United Nations said raising animals for food generates more greenhouse gases than all the cars and trucks in the world combined. The production of meat requires a lot of pesticides, fertilizer, fuel, and water, and releases greenhouse gases, chemicals, and more into the environment. A 2009 study found that 4/5 of deforestation across the Amazon can be linked to cattle ranching. Lastly, one hamburger requires 660 gallons of water to produce, the same as 2 months' worth of showers. This graph shows the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. As you can see, today's level is an all-time record. The planet's average surface temperature has risen about 2 degrees Fahrenheit since the late 19th century. Most of the warming occurred in the past 35 years. The oceans have absorbed much of this increased heat, with the top 700 meters of ocean showing warming of more than 0.4 degrees Fahrenheit since 1969. The Greenland and Antarctic ice sheets have decreased in mass, losing an average of 207 billion tons of ice per year between 1993 and 2016. The rate of Antarctica ice mass loss has tripled in the last decade. Glaciers are retreating almost everywhere, including the Alps, Himalayas, Andes, Rockies, Alaska, and Africa. Global sea level rose about 8 inches in the last century. The rate in the last 2 decades is nearly double that and is accelerating every year. Since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, the acidity of surface ocean waters has increased by about 30%. The number of record-high temperature events in the United States has been increasing. The U.S. has also witnessed increasing numbers of intense rainfall events. Here are some examples of popular meat alternatives that could potentially save the planet. I became vegetarian about 2 years ago, and I feel so much better about what I eat and what I'm doing to the planet. My mom also became vegetarian with me, and we both noticed that it's so much easier to eat more fruits and vegetables on this diet.